Dimp Digital presents Idle Game Chat.
Cool.
Here we are back. It's your favourite time of the year. It's the Dimp Digital Gaming Quiz for 2024, joined by 3 competitors this year to see who has the best gaming knowledge within the Dimp Digital ranks. Let's not hang about, introduce the competitors. We've got our defending champion, Pac-Man Adcock, Tom Adcock. How's it going?
Yeah, I'm alright, mate. How are you?
Yep, very well, thank you. I don't think it's a good sign when neither of us could remember who had won it, even you, who did win it last year. So, has the prestige worn off on this?
No, I mean, I've just had another kid. I've got an excuse.
I'm not having that excuse.
Brain's melted at this point. I don't know what I'm doing.
Got a year off work, so there'll be no brains melting. Plenty of time for
Mate, do you
gaming.
know, I've blown it now. I should have told the missus that. I should have said I'm going back after 2 weeks and walked out the house every day happy.
Just taking the Switch with you, or like the little PlayStation Portal, got one of those and sat somewhere. Just be able to play it. But you're a multi-time winner of this. I think we was counting up 3, so it's not unknown. But also you're a multi-time loser of this competition, finishing last on 2 occasions. So what Adcock are we going to get this year? I mean, you just tried to come out of an excuse already in the first couple of seconds. But
I'm hoping it's a winner, innit? But it's probably not. It seems to be like this is probably an off year. We'll see.
Well, we certainly will see indeed. Next, we're joined by Mr. Parky. How's it going, my friend?
Good morning. You all right?
All good, thank you. Good morning. I suppose it could be morning for whoever's listening to this.
Night shift life.
Yeah, absolutely. Former Grand Prix winner, former Fantasy Gaming League champion. So got some good accolades to your name. This one has eluded you, though. Is this the year it changes? 2024?
I think it's going to continue to elude me, given me the calibre of the competition, to be honest.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. I'll have to. I don't think the questions are that hard, but then some of them, when I read back, I think I don't even remember what the answer is to that, and then I think they're definitely not going to get it. So we'll see. We'll see. We've got a bit of a smaller field, so avoiding the wooden spoon is going to be the hardest thing, I think. But as we know, the all-time low score of 8 is what you want to beat. And once you're over, who knows? If you get that early on, you might just build confidence and be able to steamroll through. I guess we'll see. And then we've got Adkins, the former 4-time winner. Actually was banned for a year for cheating. Drug cheat.
Drug cheated him. I think that was Griezmann Gate.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely was. I mean, we did have Ancient Greece one year, which I think was that was 2018. The infamous, I mean, it's a different Greece, isn't it? So I think a lot of people agree with that. But you've been swapping the title back and forth with Adkins, it seems, for a few years.
Really, we've been rounding it.
He's won 2 out of the last 3 though, so you are down, but you are looking for your 5th. So there's got to be big motivation here.
Well, if it's anything by last year, I sort of blew the title last year at the last hurdle, and then came second in the thing. So, this year, I've had possibly the worst ever title run. Come last. So, it could color on. I could absolutely... I might lose that. I might break a record and not get 8 this year.
That might be unthinkable, but I guess we'll find out, won't we? Anyway, for those that don't know, there's going to be 36 questions about the gaming year of 2024. Most of it's gaming related. Sometimes it's sort of loosely tied in with little tricks of the trade, and I do try and set traps for them now and again and see who falls down them. But 36 questions broken up into each month of the year, 3 questions per month based on a piece of news or perhaps a game that came out during that particular month. If needs be, there will be a tie-break, and it's a numeric tie-break, so whoever's closest or whoever gets the answer spot on will win it. We'll play the tie-break anyway, just as a little go-home mini championship to see who gets that if there is no tie-break needed. So we'll find out what that is. But let's crack on. We've got January to kick things off. Which game had a mode called No Return when it released in January 2024? So we're after a video game that was released in January of this year and had a mode called No Return. Might be one of the hardest opening questions ever, but we'll see. For those that are uninitiated, the guys will be sending me a direct WhatsApp message. No referee again this year. So that is a concern for me, if I'm honest. It's difficult to do all this and add what we need up, but we'll get there. Got a couple of answers in as we kick things off. And someone who's just opted out of the question, which I prefer. I don't like people sitting there for 15 minutes. He's just gone, yeah, why not chuck that at it? Excellent. Okay, question number 2. Eddie Gordo was revealed to be the first DLC character in which game? Eddie Gordo. EDDYGORDO. Now, if you know the franchise, it might be a bit of an easy one. If you don't, you're in trouble, I think.
Oh, he was a wrestler. Greedo.
It could be. Wasn't that the Scottish fella?
Is he Scottish? Yeah, I think
Was that
he
the
is.
chap that was at All In? The first Wembley, yeah. Excellent. 3 answers there, which is what I prefer. This one might be a bit of a tricky one, but I'll be interested to see what you guys come back with. Hogwarts Legacy was the first non-FIFA / EA Sports FC game to top the UK's annual charts since which game? So you got to find the last game that topped the UK charts that wasn't a FIFA or EA Sports FC game.
So not an EA game, sorry, just the last game that wasn't one of them.
The last game that wasn't the football game, yeah. It could be an EA game. There might be an absolute stonker out there from previous years, but specifically the football franchise, you're after the last game that topped that. So 2023 sales is what you're looking at for last year's one. And then what was before that? I mean, how many years do you have to count back to find something that can produce that?
I definitely don't understand this question.
No, I'm really struggling with this.
So, are you after the last EA game that wasn't FIFA, wasn't Hogwarts, that actually topped the chart?
Are you saying that no game apart from those games has topped the UK charts?
That's what I'm saying. FIFA has topped the charts since from whenever the last game was. Hogwarts knocked it off in 2023. What was the last game that managed to do that? Because it's been FIFA for X amount of years prior to that.
I'll stick with my answer then.
Does that make sense, Parky?
Yeah.
Doesn't make it any easier, does it?
It's a solid guess, I think.
That's actually pretty good. Excellent. Here we are with January then. Let's go back to the beginning. Which game had a mode called No Return when it released in January? We'll start with defending champion Pac-Man Adcock. What have you got for us?
I had no idea, but I just went for a game that I think came out or was out around the new year. Alan Wake 2.
Yeah, it came out in 2022, actually. No, yeah, 2023. So not eligible, but I suppose it's better than no guess. Parky?
Again, no idea. Pure guess, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Yeah, worth a go. Adkins?
It was neither of those. It was The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered. And it was a rogue game, roguelite, whatever it is. I've yet to play it.
I mean, how confident are you in that?
100%.
Oh, my God. He's correct. He's correct. He's right to be confident. It was. It's The Last of Us Part 2 Remastered.
I was going to do the £10 upgrade, but I realised that I bought every single Last of Us game on physical.
So you can't do the upgrade. I suppose you can't, can you? Unless you...
I can. I can do it for a tenner if I want it digital, but I own everything The Last of Us has released physical, and I thought I can't let it out. But then it's 30 quid's the cheapest I've seen it.
Right. So at least it's a physical edition, though, because there's some games these days that aren't getting that.
No.
But
mind you, they do. The last two that didn't was Wukong and Alan Wake, and they've both just been released. So
yeah, they're getting physical releases, so it's slowly but surely happening. But that's a nice starter for you. No points for Parky, no points for Pac-Man, 1 point for Adkins, so he's built himself a lead already. Question number 2. Eddie Gordo was revealed to be the first DLC character in which game? Parky.
Gone for Tekken 8. I vaguely remember Eddie being in one of the other Tekkens. That's what I've based this on.
Yeah, I mean, that was the sort of carrot that I was dangling to see whether people would put Eddie as a Tekken character, and that's what you've gone for there. Adkins, you're well versed in these fighting games, so I'm expecting you to get this correct. What did you go for?
I went for Tekken 8 as well, and I remember Eddie. He's the bloke that does all the
dancing,
break dancing.
Does it? It's actually him, is it?
It's Eddie Gordo.
Oh.
It seems weird that he's not a main character, to be fair, because he's been a staple since 3.
You know how these fighting games work now. It's do the absolute bare minimum roster and then sell everything else on as DLC and try and get that money back off people.
Very true.
One of the biggest
when I was
rackets
a kid,
going.
I can't remember who started the rumour, but he lived down your road and he claimed that Eddie Gordo, the man that the character was based on, was from Basildon.
No.
So that Japanese company, Namco, had made this computer game.
Went round Baz Vegas one night.
Baz Vegas. And there was a rumour going around that Eddie Gordo was from Basildon.
Who was this guy that said that? He lived down my road.
Anthony Barber, his name was.
Oh, I don't recognise that. Sorry, Mr. Barber. Was he in your year?
Yeah, he was in my year.
Yeah. Wonder what he's doing with himself. Anyway.
He's in prison.
Yeah, most of them are that live down that road. Pac-Man Adcock.
I know he's from Tekken. I just had no idea where we are in that franchise, so I didn't put 8. So,
he bought a fighting game this year. Tekken 6. No, Street Fighter 6.
Yeah.
Was that this year? Was it?
I can't remember, but yeah.
No, I can't remember. No, last year. I think.
Last year. I'll give him the point. It's close enough. You know, it's early days. If it comes down to 1 point, that might be controversial. Well, I think when you get to numbers, I'm not that interested. As long as you're on the right lines. And Greece and Ancient Greece are so different that it was unacceptable. But there we go. Question number 3. Hogwarts Legacy was the first non-FIFA / EAFC game to top the UK's annual charts since which other game? So as we bumbled our way through, we're looking for a game that was the top of the UK charts that wasn't FIFA or EA Sports FC, whatever we're going to... Is there a shorter way of doing that name yet, Parky? Or do people just still call it FIFA?
FIFA or FC 25.
Okay, so we can say the FC game. Yeah. Oh well. FIFA's a load of shit anyway. Mr. Adkins, let's start with you. What did you go for?
I went for GTA 5, but then now I'm thinking.
Bloody hell, what was that? 2013?
Yeah.
It's a long time ago. Interesting. Yeah. Pac-Man.
I went to Elden Ring back to 2022.
So not that far, not really a big deal if you ask me. A couple of years, is it? Sort of. Adkins going the other way, going over a decade way. You're going a couple of years back, 18 months. Interesting. I'm trying to think when... No, it wouldn't have been that. Anyway, Parky.
Modern Warfare 2019.
Yeah, you'd think it would be one of the Call of Duty games.
CODs, yeah,
but which one do you choose? And yeah, I mean, Parky's gone for what you'd expect it to be, the Modern Warfare 2019 version. Unbelievably, Adkins, you were correct. It was GTA 5.
Unbelievable. It's gone back into the phone. I almost put Red Dead 2.
Yeah.
But I went for GTA 5 just because I know that was such a zinger.
I think it came out in the summer as well, didn't it? It came in like June, if I remember correctly. So it had like a good 6 months just absolutely pile drive its way into the sales. But yeah.
I remember
it was kind of back in on the lockdown kind of vibes where everyone was sat at home.
I remember playing it on 360 and every single person on my friend list was playing it that day. Literally everyone.
Yeah.
Incredible.
I'm trying to think, I got it on day one. I had no problem with it, and I'm pretty sure I was still physical then. But I remember going to get Red Dead Redemption day one at lunchtime down that bloody game. They didn't have any in stock.
Oh.
I had to get UFC game, whatever it was, Undisputed 1 or 2. I can't remember which one it was.
Aim Station back then.
Yeah, I think they just... I don't think they were still
They
knocking
just
around.
folded.
Well, they took them over. There was 2 games for a while, wasn't there?
Yeah,
They fucking gobbled them
yeah.
up. Because I used to always go Game Station, so there's no
Yeah,
reason for me
that's
to go
nice,
down
yeah.
there. I think by that time they'd already killed them off. Swindon lot. Sort of taken over. Anyway, that's a good get, Adkins, to pull that out your arse. And that does prove how strong FIFA is in the UK anyway. Unbelievable. Over a decade's worth of domination there. Scores on the doors. We've got Adkins in the lead with 3. Parky and Pac-Man joint second with 1. So a little bit of daylight there. That's the perfect start, Adkins.
Yeah.
And the other guys, you've got to get another 7 or 8 before you can get over that low bar that we've set. But let's get ourselves into February 2024. Which game won Best Score Soundtrack for video games and other interactive media at the 2024 Grammys? Ooh. So I think that's a music thing, isn't it? Don't know how prestigious it is. I don't really...
So is it from a game from this year?
It's a video game that won this particular award at the Grammys. So they do all the usual sort of proper songs, but they've actually got an award now specifically for video game soundtracks. So it's not easy.
No.
Think about last... And again, it would have been for 2023 games.
Oh,
because it was in 20... Well, not necessarily, but I would be surprised if, you know...
Hang on, what month was this show?
This was in February, so anything from there, you know, a year backwards, basically.
Right.
Parky, you're welcome to put another one in. You haven't got to stick to that. So if you've got another suggestion...
I'm not sure I've got a better guess, to be honest. I'm just going to have to stick with that.
That's fine. That's fine. That works for me. Xbox announced 4 previously console exclusive games were going to new gaming platforms. So there were 4 games they announced and said, look, these are now departing. Well, not departing, but they're going to other consoles. So they're no longer console exclusives. And it's part of this new strategy, blah, 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 blah. Name one game that was announced to release on the Nintendo Switch. And the reason why the Switch is there is because not all of them went to Switch. So I'm not going to tell you how many went, but you've got to get one that did go to Nintendo Switch. And you do have more than one option. That's what I will say. So think about the games that you may have seen in the news that were transferring over to other platforms during this time, and then think, right, which ones of these are going to run on that bloody Switch? And the answer is not a lot.
I can't think of the fucking name in the title. Can I just describe it?
I'll be interested to see what you describe it as, just see if you're on the right.
Oh, damn.
What's now? And I definitely won't give the point for that. Yeah, you're correct, Parky.
Is it?
Okay. I mean, that could be a misspelling. There you go. Hey, Cock, you awake?
Yeah.
Just put
Oh.
chuck that in the bin. Okay, let's move on.
We're gonna leave.
We're going to leave that one there. Which game won the coveted Game of the Year prize at the 2024 DICE Awards? So you're looking for Game of the Year at the DICE Awards, which is an industry voted event.
This year.
It would have been this year, but it would have been for last year. Again, in February. I don't think they count back further than January. I think it is for the calendar year. But I haven't read up on the terms and conditions necessarily.
Oh, fuck. What was last year? Oh, fucking hell.
It's hard because you think there's certain...
Yeah, I've got a game, but I can't remember. I'm thinking it was the year before that.
He's put GTA 5 again. Might be GTA 6 this year, or next year, if that bloody comes out. Might be the game everyone's talking about. Come on, Adkins, chuck something in there.
I'm really trying
just go for it. Be bold.
I just checked it out. I don't think it's very... Yeah.
There we go. Right. Closed. Well, we're not going to do scores in the doors. We're going to go for the answers first. Which game won the Grammy for Best Video Game Soundtrack for 2024? Let's start with Mr. Adkins.
I put Final Fantasy 16. I know they had a big...
Yep.
Excellent
soundtrack.
Yeah. Did it get the awards it deserved, though? That's the concerning thing.
That is always a worry. Parky, what did you go for?
I was tempted by Final Fantasy as well, actually, but I went for Elden Ring.
Always got good soundtracks for those bosses. Make me nervous, that music. If you had the music off, I think I'd do them all in one go. But there's a lot of heart-pounding music cracking on. Pac-Man Adcock, what did you go for?
Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Interesting.
Probably
wasn't even
late.
out, so that would have been a turn for the books. To win that before releasing, but needless to say, that's not the correct answer. I'm not surprised no one got this, in all honesty. I was pretty shocked when I saw it, but it was, in fact, Star Wars Jedi Survivor. I mean,
Really?
that's got to be low-hanging fruit, because it's just the Star Wars theme, isn't it?
Yeah.
Williams did that in the 70s or the 80s or whenever it was.
Did not stand out. I didn't play that game and go, tell you what, stellar soundtrack, that one.
No. That's
More worried it was running at about 4 frames per second.
Yeah. Is it fixed yet?
Yeah, it is now.
Okay.
On that Pro.
Well, no, I heard the image quality was busted on the Pro as well.
Well, it all is with that pisser.
Yeah, it's not ideal. Xbox announced 4 previous console exclusives were going to new platforms. Name one that was announced to release on Nintendo Switch. Parky.
The only one I remember was Gears of War, which I'm pretty sure is not going to run on the Switch, but that's what I went for.
No, not unless you stream it in. That's definitely not happening. Pac-Man.
I passed it.
Yeah, binned it chucked it away. Adkins, you were struggling, but ended up to conjure up an answer in the end.
I did. I went for Grounded. I couldn't remember if it was called Ungrounded or Grounded. I really can't remember, but it's...
There is a game called Grounded. So
Grounded.
you're on the right.
Ants in the garden.
That's it. Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. But,
yeah, that's it.
But
did that get to Switch?
Well, I'll tell you one that definitely did. It was Pentiment.
Oh, that was the other one. I was going to put Inscription instead. Don't know why. That was in my head.
Chuck it on there. And the other one, there were 2, was Grounded.
Oh, it was Grounded.
Yeah,
no.
They're the only 2 that made a switch. Sea of Thieves went over. And what was the other one? Oh, Hi-Fi Rush, which I think they may have ported later on, but in the initial announcement, it was only Grounded and Pentiment. So the Switch, I mean, it's in its last fucking legs, isn't it? But I suppose they can't expect all the support. But well done for pulling that out of your backside.
Cool, unbelievable.
Third and final question for February. Which game won the coveted Game of the Year prize at the 2024 DICE Awards? Pac-Man Adcock.
I went Baldur's Gate 3.
Oh, fuck.
Parky.
I was torn between Baldur's Gate and Zelda, but I went Baldur's Gate.
Yeah. Adkins.
I went for the Game of the Year before Elden Ring.
Yeah, it was Baldur's Gate 3. Yeah, it's one of the...
I forgot about that. I thought my brain thinks that everything was last year.
Yeah.
Anything prior. GTA last year.
Well, they re-released it enough times. It might well have come out last year. Fucking re-enhancing it. So that's a point for Pac-Man, a point for Parky, not a point for Adkins. So we move on to the scores and the doors. Adkins, you're still in the lead with 4, so no need to complain and worry yourself too much. Pac-Man and Parky still deadlocked, but now they're on 2. So still a 2-point gap there to breach as we move into the final month of the quarter, March. Sony announced yet another previously exclusive game was making the jump to PC. Which game was this?
Do that again.
Sony announced yet another previously exclusive game was making the jump to PC. Which game was this? So we know they've been chucking games on PC post-release. In March, they made the announcement for their latest title. So which game did they port from PlayStation 4 or 5 to PC? Personal computers, Steam and the like. So you're after a Sony game, and then after that, it's in the hands of the gods whether you get it right or not. But the way they've been conducting themselves, actually quite a lot of choice to try and narrow it down. Lovely jubbly. Nice and brisk getting those answers in. Question number 2. Xbox announced a $700 special edition Xbox Series X bundle that was based on which famous animated TV series? So you're after a limited edition, special edition Xbox Series X that was plastered with a famous animated TV series. So really, it's a pull it out your arse and think of an animated TV series and hope it's the right one. I think there's some strong candidates, a couple that you could go for here that would make sense. And if you don't know any TV animated series other than Paw Patrol, then you're in trouble, Pac-Man. You had that on last time I went round there. And I asked, is there a bulldog there? And he said no. And I was staring right at the bulldog character. So is he watching it?
Do
Do you know any cartoons?
Oh, hang on, let me edit that.
I mean, that's not even that's a teacher, isn't it? He's just
There you
thrown a
go.
surname at me. Okay, right. Yeah, we'll get to that. Anyway, Metacritic announced the winner of its 14th annual Game Publisher Rankings. Who finished first? Very hard, to be honest. So every year they announce the winner based on the scores of all the games that were released the previous year, and which publisher landed the top spot. You've literally got dozens to choose from. But you had a strong year, and you think, well, maybe they pulled it out of the fire.
Hang on, that would have been 2023 again.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh, I know.
I'd say just go for a company, Parky. Anything you remember. Yep, that's perfect. Bloody hell. Interesting. Some Googling going on, I reckon. That's it for March. We've got our answers in. Nice and brisk once again. So, which game from PS5 or PS4 made the jump to PC? Pac-Man Adcock.
I mean, with Days Gone.
Okay. It is on PC, so it could well have been this last year. Parky.
I was torn between Spider-Man and Horizon, so I went Horizon Forbidden West.
Yeah. Good guess. Adkins.
Yeah, I was going to go Forbidden West, but instead I went for God of War Ragnarok.
Interesting. It's tricked everyone. It was neither of those three. It was actually Ghost of Tsushima.
Oh, was that this year, was it?
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
I know. You thought they'd already done
Late,
that one.
yeah, that's what I thought.
That sequel's coming out next year, isn't it? So I think they thought, right, let's
course,
chuck that on
yeah.
there. Let's
Blow
tempt them
up.
with that and go for it. So a 0, though. I like to see that now and again, just no one getting it.
Yeah.
That is perfect in a way. Xbox had a special edition that was based on a famous animated TV series. What did you go for, Pac-Man?
The Simpsons.
You put Simmons originally. I was like, who's
Ron.
Simmons? Ron. Big Ron. He's the national champion at
I
University
don't think
of
they've had
Florida.
anything. There's no relevance there at all.
No.
Without me ass.
Parky?
I vaguely remember seeing something about Rick and Morty, whether it was Xbox related or not, I'm not sure, but I went for that.
I mean, they are everywhere. And Adkins, you went for the same, didn't you?
I did, yeah, because didn't the geezer that created it, he started that game as well, High on Life, was it?
Well, didn't he get ousted for, like, inappropriate
Oh, yeah, he was
behaviour?
doing a Greg Wallace, wasn't he?
Yeah, or something. Yeah. Big
He was
Greg.
playing with buttery biscuit face.
Was he bald like Greg, though? People were calling me Greg Wallace last weekend just because I shaved my head. What are they doing? I was like, I wish I brought Pac-Man out. Because it's proper, isn't it? This is a choice. Anyway, the answer was SpongeBob SquarePants.
Oh, fucking hell.
To be honest, when you both put Rick and Morty, I was like, that is a better choice. And,
Yeah.
like they do so many crossovers with that, and Simpsons isn't a bad shout either, but maybe in 1998 that would have been a better shout. Who knows? That leaves us scores on the doors for March. Adkins. No.
Publisher.
Oh
Another
shit! Yeah,
question.
sorry. Yep. Well done.
I'm resident ref now.
That's it. You got to keep me honest.
I'm ready to get more no points.
Yeah, that is true.
14th annual game publisher rankings for Metacritic. Pac-Man.
I went Capcom Resi 4 2023 is the thought.
Interesting. Parky.
I went Sony only because in the previous question you mentioned Sony exclusives.
Yep. They normally release one or two games. I think they won it in 2022 as well, so they have been a bit of a roll with it. Adkins, low-hanging fruit.
Well, I said my last question. Well, the answer was Baldur's Gate 3, and I put Elden Ring. So in my head, I thought, oh, well, that we've got Game of the Year.
Yeah.
So I put their studio, Larian.
Interesting. The correct answer was Capcom.
Oh,
Nice.
So I think the way they do it is that you've got to release like 3 games, I think. So you can't just release one banger and get away with it. And Capcom usually get 2 or 3 out, and sometimes it's stuff that's smaller. And when they have like a good one, like Resident Evil 4.
4.
I don't know what else they had.
Street Fighter.
6.
Oh yeah.
What else does Capcom have?
That's why I was wondering whether Adkins was Googling that. Where's he got that from?
No, to be honest, I always just think when you and I speak, we always say that like Capcom are like on a vintage run. So yeah, it was just the fair, apart from I was going to go Nintendo like always, but I just
standard. That's a good guess.
Yeah,
as well.
but I just thought Capcom, Nintendo are my kind of go-tos.
Let them fight it out. Yeah, fair enough. I should stipulate. There's a chance I've got some of these answers wrong. I normally say that at the beginning, but there absolutely is a chance. So it is what's written on my sheet, not necessarily what's factually correct. And it could have changed as well since I wrote it down. I did them all Wednesday, so not that much time to do it. Let's move into April. We're going to quarter 2, but just before we do, scores on the doors. Adkins still in the lead with 4. Pac-Man closes in with 3. Parky stuttering on 2. So that was a full blank month there for Parky and Adkins. Not good. So we need to end that run as we get into Q2 and as the spring comes out. Okay, this is a bit of a word salad, but hopefully you'll realise what I mean. So if you need me to clarify, just say, which game series saw their Steam player count triple following the release of a TV show based on the game series? Does that make sense?
Hold on, do it again.
So there's a game series that's out there. Their Steam player count tripled following the release of a TV show that was based on the game. Make sense?
Yeah.
Now the trouble with this sort of question is there's about 15 million of these lurking.
Oh. Do I just name the
series?
game?
Yep.
Yeah.
Franchise, whatever. You can name an independent game of it if you like, but I'll understand.
Whoa.
Now, Pac-Man did say he's just been watching films and things all year, so he should be getting this sort of stuff. Said he's been doing very little gaming, and he's chucked his hat in the ring with that. So we'll get back to that. Question number 2. Walmart began testing a feature that lets players buy physical goods in-game. Which game were they testing this feature with?
Do that one again.
Walmart began testing a feature that lets players buy physical goods in-game. Which game were they testing this feature with? So if Walmart, of this big supermarket chain in America, they were like, I'll tell you what would be a good idea. We'll let people buy fucking loaves of bread inside a game, and then we can deliver it to them. Put a shop interface in there. What game might be open to allowing such tomfoolery? Yep, go on.
So like you're in the game, you go up to a store, you buy a loaf of bread, put your credit card in, and then the bread gets sent to you.
Yes.
Okay.
So really you're after a game that will try and rob you blind, I would imagine.
Can only be one or two.
I've blown that. When can I cancel? How long will I get to cancel answers?
You can cancel.
Hold on, I'll cancel it now. Cancel. New answer.
No, I'm going to do the same.
He's gone for the same question. Interesting. Right, we're moving on now. No more cancellations. Question number 3. What's the status a popular modder and content creator was banned and then unbanned from which video game? This all happened in March. You're banned.
Say again?
What's the status? So that's the creator. It was a popular modder and content creator, was banned and then unbanned from which video game for basically not adhering to their terms of service. So you just got to think, look, chuck a game out there. Who knows?
Of a tough month.
That is a tough month in hindsight, but you don't get anywhere without a bit of toughness, a bit of adversity. That's what we like in April. So we've got all of our answers in. Which game series saw their Steam player count triple following the release of a TV show based on the game Pac-Man?
I went for Overwatch.
Okay. Is there a TV show based on that?
No. Oh, do you know what I was thinking of? There's that thing on Netflix now. I keep seeing it, and I think it's by the same.
Arcane.
Arcane, yeah. What's that?
Oh, League of Legends, isn't it?
Oh, right, yeah. That's kind of where my head was going, but I couldn't even think what it was, and so for some reason, Overwatch.
I've heard that's pretty good, actually.
Mate, it's meant to be. It's like about $500 million or something to make.
Nice.
It's on my list to watch, but whether I'll get round to it or not, I don't know. They're doing another Castlevania anime as well. So
I love those ones.
10 of them.
Yep, that's got to be done. Adkins, what'd you go for?
Fallout, baby.
Interesting. Parky?
I regret not going Fallout, but I didn't think of it. I've gone for the greatest shooter of all time, Halo.
Yep, Master Cheeks.
Oh shit, yeah, there was a Halo.
Apparently he gets his bum out. So that's that.
Oh,
I haven't seen any of it. They've cancelled it, haven't they, now? The actual answer was Fallout. So I think as soon as you said that, Parky remembered that was the thing in April. Everyone was fucking loving it.
It was good.
Adcock, what happened there, mate? You said you're watching telly and films all day, and that's got past the goal with that one, isn't it?
I've been blown, isn't it?
Does it now make sense? We said Fallout.
A little bit. Yeah.
Good. I'd like to see his points squandered. Walmart began testing the feature where it lets players buy physical goods in-game. Which game were they testing this feature with? Let's start with Adkins, because you got in a right old flap over this. So what did you go for originally, and then what did you end up changing it to?
I couldn't think of any games where you could buy stuff in. So what I thought was like Call of Duty with their microtransactions, and I can imagine them doing.
You can buy a gun in America from Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Do you want this gun in real life?
My head, I was thinking, but then when you said it, resaid it, and I thought, oh, well, you can't really buy anything in there. So then I thought maybe something like Minecraft.
Yeah, lots of microtransactions going on there. Adcock, you also did a cancellation. So what? Tell me the story here. What did you start with and end up with?
Well, yeah, I was thinking about microtransaction games, and then I was thinking weirdly, my head went to what, the little, what are they called? When you buy like 25 quid of credit in the store.
That could be any game.
Like game code, they're always hanging up in the shops in Tesco's, aren't they? Like, and it's always like Nintendo credit. Points, yeah. And I always see Minecraft and Roblox. They're the ones so they're the two games I thought, hang on, it's probably going to be tied to them.
Yeah.
So I went Roblox, but then I thought, no, Minecraft. In my head bigger, so I went Minecraft.
So you got Adkins and Pac-Man, with Minecraft. Parky, what did you go for?
I went for Roblox, I've had to play that recently with my daughter, and it is the scummiest microtransaction game I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
I've seen people play it, and I'm like, what? How? How are they getting away with this?
I've tried to explain to her as well. Like she's got like a budget every month that she can have points on whatever. I said, at least if you buy something in Minecraft, you've got it for the whole game. The microtransactions are specific to the little shitty games that you're playing.
Oh, right, I see.
Yeah.
Isn't there like, did she make you play Rainbow Children by any chance?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay, I've seen that unfold with a niece and nephew. And I'm like, what on earth? And the thing that annoys me is they've got Zelda sitting there, and they're sitting there on that, and I'm like, what's happening to this generation?
Yeah.
I've got niece and nephews asking for Robux for Christmas.
I thought they're called Robux, right?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Mental.
Oh dear. Well, I'll tell you what, Pac-Man, you're going to kick yourself because you had it right to start with. It's Roblox.
Oh no.
So he's fluffed that one quite badly. I couldn't believe. I think you saying you're going to cancel it, Adkins, put him in a mind games.
I really rocked him.
He didn't like hearing that. Anyway,
So you can actually buy a loaf of bread in game.
I don't know if it ever got anywhere, but according to the news article, that's what Walmart were testing to try and work out how they could do it and whatnot. I mean, you're asking for trouble if that is
just
that thing.
sitting there and then fucking some bloke turns up your door. Yeah, love, here's a croissant. It was ordered earlier.
I've just bought you.
I did like the idea of maybe ordering an M4 with your own camo from Call of Duty. That'd have been pretty good.
I wouldn't surprise me if that does become a reality one day. What's the status? A popular modder and content creator was banned and then unbanned from which video game? Pac-Man.
Right, Helldivers 2 probably wasn't released, but
No, it did. It was released. It was out.
right.
Hundreds of hours being dropped. Platinum trophied. Parky.
The only streamers I know are Dimp digital ones, so I've gone for StarCraft 2.
Yep. Adkins.
I just went for Fortnite. It's the only one. I don't really know much about streamers, but they all tend to play that. So
Now,
I went for Fortnite.
I'm surprised about this, Adkins. I'm sure we had a conversation about this earlier in the year.
Did we?
Because the answer is WWE 2K24.
Who got banned from playing that?
What's the status? Like one of those core creators, like the creator wrestler people, because he was like modding in the DLC people. Like you could, on the PC, you could like unlock DLC things, and then they would go on the community site for people that hadn't paid for it to download and use.
Oh, fucking hell.
But it was so fucking good, and there was such an uproar that they unbanned him.
Wow.
And it's such a big news story. Video Games Chronicle even wrote an article about it. Because if it ain't on there, it don't get
WWE
mentioned.
24, was it?
It would have been, 2K24.
Yeah, cool. Well, that went over my head.
Well, that's the last time I try and help you out. Putting answers in for games that we've talked about.
Yeah.
Anyway, scores on the door for April. We've got Adkins in the lead with 5, Parky on 3, and Pac-Man on 3. So drawn level with Mr. Pac-Man, who's faltered in that month and got a 0. So his streak of getting a point every round has come to an end. It's a disaster. May. I just need to scroll on, otherwise I won't be able to see the answers here. No, doesn't want to do it. There we go. Oh, this is sorry. Xbox announced the closure of studios Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, and Alpha Dog Games. Name the latest game that one of these studios released. So you've got 3 studios that Xbox binned. I'm after their last release. One of them.
Say the studios again.
Just what? Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks, and Alpha Dog Games. They're the 3 that are in the firing line for Big Phil's reshuffle. And you're after just one of the games that those 3 released. Their latest release, I should say. So don't go going into the archives thinking of things. Very hard. Interesting. That brain's struggling. I can't. This is the thing. People come to me trying to explain what they're trying to say. I was like, I can't
you were pretty kind earlier and sort of gave me a point for Tekken, so I thought it was worth.
The card. Well, I don't know. I don't even know that. I don't know what you're referring to. That's the thing. The card game we spoke about when I picked Overwatch. What's it?
Yeah.
What card game?
Parky said it. What's the name of that game?
What game?
When I was talking about Arcane and stuff, isn't it a card like a deck building game?
Or StarCraft?
No, something else.
Inscription?
Hearthstone?
Maybe I've just misheard. Ignore me.
All right, moving on. Oh, this one's a shitter, sorry. Maximilian Dude commissioned a cel-shaded mod for which 2017 fighting game? So really, just think of an old fighting game and have a go at it, because I don't think this is big news, but May was a slow month, believe it or not.
What was that renamed? Say that again.
Maximilian Dude commissioned a cel-shaded mod for which 2017 fighting game? So he's going to pay someone to mod this game from 2017 in a cel-shaded format. So you want an old fighting game from 2017?
2017. Fuck me.
Yeah.
11.
3 years before COVID, just to put that into perspective. Yeah, I mean, it's...
I'm just going to
it could be anything, really, couldn't it, when you think about it logically?
I mean, it doesn't make sense, but let's just
It's
cut
better
that
than
out.
nothing.
Yeah.
Which Sony game removed mandatory PSN linking for Steam players after fan backlash? Which Sony game removed mandatory PSN linking for Steam players after fan backlash?
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Confident. Adcock less confident, it seems. Is that co-pilot ChatGPT helping him out? No is the answer based on that response. Anyway, Xbox announced the closure of studios Arcane Austin, Tango Gameworks and Alpha Dog Games. Name the latest game that one of the studios had released. Pac-Man.
Don't know.
Parky.
I went Deathloop, but I know that that's quite old.
Yeah, that was, wasn't it?
Adkins.
Hi-Fi Rush.
Hi-Fi Rush is one of the correct answers.
Yeah. You see, because it got critical acclaim and then they shut the studio.
They crapped on them. Have you got any stabs at, any stabs at one of the others? 'Cause I think the other one no one's going to have heard of, but...
No, what about that? What was that fucking Tokyo shitter?
No, not that one.
Who did that? That was
Tango, but that wasn't... The last game was Hi-Fi Rush.
Oh, yeah.
You're after Arcane's last game.
Arcane Prey.
Which wasn't Deathloop, unfortunately.
What did they do after?
It's an absolute disaster. If I said vampires.
Oh, I think I did in the draft, didn't I?
Oh,
Redfall.
Yeah, Redfall. Fucking hell, I forgot about that.
Yeah, well, I think everyone forgot about that.
Good grief.
Because it was
free on Game
good.
Pass and I still never touched it.
No, I don't think many people did.
No one's touched that fucking Indiana Jones yet.
Well, got other things to be playing, haven't we? Path of Exile. So yeah, that's only a point for Adkins on that one. So you could have had Redfall, Hi-Fi Rush, or Mighty Doom, which was a mobile version of Doom, obviously. Right. And that was Alpha Dog's last game, and it was chucked in the bin by Phil and Co. Maximilian Dude commissioned a cel-shaded mod for which 2017 fighting game? Adkins.
Oh, I couldn't think of what games come that year, so I went with Street Fighter 5.
Yeah, got to just go for it, haven't you, Parky?
Yeah.
I went Tekken because I couldn't think of anything else.
Yeah. Pac-Man.
Yeah, I went Street Fighter 5, but I think probably released before that.
Yeah. The correct answer was Marvel v Capcom Infinite.
Oh, I was going to say Marvel vs. Capcom, but I was thinking of the new one. That's all. Oh, fuck. It's too new.
It's probably a bit old.
I forgot Infinite.
But, well, I think a lot of people did.
Is it already cel-shaded, though?
I don't bloody know, Adkins.
I thought it was. It's like cartoony.
He maybe wants it done properly. Although isn't he like banned now, Maximilian Doux, because he was saying stuff that he shouldn't do.
Oh, was he?
I don't know. Hall was
all
on about it. Israel and all that. Like they don't like talking about that. Neither do I, so we won't. Which Sony game removed mandatory PSN linking for Steam players after fan backlash? Parky.
Helldivers 2.
Good one. Adkins.
Helldivers 2.
Pac-Man.
God of War.
Not God of War. It was Helldivers 2. So
didn't he look like director or lead or whatever, lead developer? He's having a right old go on Twitter.
They're always having a go, aren't they?
He's trying to stand his ground, and then he was like, "No, all right, we'll remove it." Then.
So, I don't get what people are crying about. I don't know what these Steam.
I think if you had to do it, didn't they bring it in? If you had done it at the start, you would have just signed up and played.
True.
Oh, yeah.
It's just they tried to do it after it released because they couldn't get it to work to start with. Retrospectively adding it in, people didn't like it. Anyway, scores on the doors after May. We've got Adkins on 7, Parky on 4, and another blank month for Pac-Man leaves him struggling on 3. So is the from winning to losing going to happen again for him? The cycle continues. Anyway, June, summer months, last of this particular quarter, I think. Is that right? April, May, June, isn't it? Anyway.
Yeah.
BioWare confirmed that the latest Dragon Age game would be renamed to Dragon Age The Veilguard. What was the original name of this game? And a bizarre thing to do. I guess we'll get an opinion canvas on what was better in the end. But what was the original name of the game? And if you just put the subtitle in, you haven't got to put the whole, Dragon Age ... Just put what it would have been called. And just as a little note, it wasn't Dragon Age 4. So it was Dragon Age something. Stunned silence from Parky and Pac-Man. Pass. Yeah, why not? Why not? Yeah, double pass. This is going to be an interesting one, I think. But again, might be a bit of a word salad. So ask me to clarify if you need to, and then I'll try and dumb it down for good. Retro specialists, Night Dive Studios, announced it was working on a remaster of a 2002 survival horror game. The 2002 survival horror game was based on a 1982 horror film. What franchise is being worked on here? You can say the film, the game name, but this is an IP that's been worked on. It's originally a film, became a game in 2002, and then Night Dive announced we're going to remaster that game.
Hang on, so just give me... Right, so the game came out in 2002.
Yep.
And it was based on a film from...
1982.
Christ, that's a real... I've gone for that instead of a blank. I've just chucked the name out.
Yeah. It's worth doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Got answers in, so that's all I care about. Yet another live-action adaptation of a video game series was announced for Amazon Prime. Which franchise or game series was it this time? So, I mean, this could again be one of 100. We may have spoken about it, we may not have. But Amazon Prime announcing more to be made.
Oh, no.
And that's coming in 2020. It was announced in 2024.
It was announced in June 2024. I don't know when or if it's even out, if I'm honest. I don't be tracking it.
No, I've fucked it. Can I cancel?
Mm-hmm.
I remembered.
Da-na-na.
I think. Why do I have got
That's not the music of that, is it? What was that? That was the Lannister music from...
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. All answers in, which is what I care about. BioWare confirmed that the latest Dragon Age game will be renamed to Dragon Age The Veilguard. What was the original name of this game? Pac-Man.
It's past that. I had no idea.
Make one up.
Dogs of War.
Dogs of War. Okay, I like that. Parky.
I have that in the draft, I think, or did, and that's the only name I've ever known it by, so it was a pass.
What would it be called?
Have you got an alternative you want to share?
Sunny Side Up.
I love it.
And Adkins.
Oh, I can't remember the name because I've never played a Dragon Age game, but I remember it was something to do with wolves.
Okay.
Or wolves. So I put 3 wolves.
3 wolves. Interesting. Yeah. The actual answer was Dreadwolf.
Oh,
so, yeah. You're in the right animal, at least.
Wolf in it, but yeah.
Well, is a dreadwolf a separate animal? I don't know what a dreadwolf is, actually. It might not be an actual wolf. It might be some weird...
What am I'm thinking of... What was that fucking...
There's a House of Wolves for
that's what
Destiny,
I'm thinking
if
of.
I remember correctly.
Wasn't there... What was that fucking strategic game on the Switch? What Hall plays?
Three Houses.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
What's that bloody franchise called?
That's what I was thinking. Adcock, you must know that.
Sorry, I was just answering a text message. What was the question?
There's like a strategy type game. Fire Emblem.
Oh, I wouldn't have known that.
No.
Hall likes that, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So, no points there.
No points there for anyone. That was a tricky one, but I don't know. Maybe it was stuck in someone's head, or they had it in the draft.
I knew it was a wolf, but I can't remember.
It was a Dreadwolf, so we have to find out what that is afterwards.
I think I prefer Dreadwolf.
I think that sounds better. But I think that's tied more into the game. Like the Veilguard is something in that universe that means something to people. So let them have their cake. Retro specialist Night Dive Studios announced it was working on a remaster of a 2002 survival horror game. The 2002 game was based on a 1982 horror film. Which franchise is being worked on here, Parky?
Not even hazarding a guess. No idea.
No idea. Adkins?
Oh, the only game I could think of that was a film first. Well, I don't even know if that's right. House of the Dead.
Okay. Interesting. Pac-Man.
I'm not saying I'm confident, but The Thing is what I went for. When you said it's a 2002 game, no idea when that game came out, but I know it was a while back. And then I know The Thing came out in the early 80s. It just popped in the old head.
How confident?
I mean, I wouldn't put money on it, but the other ones, I know there's a lot of like Freddy and Jason, all that came out as well, so it could be anything. But I don't know why. It popped in my head, and I was like, do you know what? That's not a terrible guess.
The correct answer is, in fact, The Thing.
Come on.
So,
nice.
John Carpenter. Isn't that a remake of like a 30s film? I was going to put that in there. That's just too much.
Yeah, it was. Or it weren't called. Was it called The Thing?
No, it wasn't
something else. I did watch it. It's dreadful, but
is it poor?
Yeah, that Kurt Russell film is phenomenal.
Yeah. I actually remember seeing this game in like, I can't remember what magazine it was now, but I remember reading about this thing like fucking about 15 times, and I was like, I'm going to get that, and I never did. But they've remastered. It's out now, actually. It actually came out very recently. Not getting the greatest of reviews, but it's a 2002 game that's just been remastered, so I don't know what people are expecting. Like, it's going to be a bit janky. One of the cool things about the game was, because obviously in The Thing, they're sort of like body snatchers, aren't they? They mimic human forms, and so you don't know if your mate's been taken over by one. In the game, you can give people DNA tests to prove that they are an alien or not. And sometimes if they are an alien, they just burst out there, and then you got to flame them down. If they're not, then it builds confidence in the team around you. One of the faux pas of the original game, though, was some people were always going to be an alien in the end. So even if you gave them the DNA test, they would pass it, and if you didn't let them out of your sight, they would then suddenly just turn because it was a scripted thing. They fixed it for the remaster, but still not reviewing well. Anyway, history time over. Yet another live-action adaptation of a video game series was announced for Amazon Prime. Which franchise was it this time, Adcock?
I think Halo.
Okay. It's already had its adaptation, though.
I wasn't sure. I knew there was rumblings. I just hadn't seen it, so I didn't know.
Parky?
I vaguely remember seeing something about Yakuza. I think it's called Yakuza Like a Dragon, but the fact that I've seen it might mean that it's already out.
Yep. Good effort. Adkins.
Oh, I stumbled here. Now I'm starting to wonder if it was Yakuza. I put Tomb Raider at first because I remember that I swear I saw a thing saying that there's going to be a new Tomb Raider series with that God of War slag was going to be in it. And then I changed mine because I remember God of War being announced and they're looking for a Kratos. So I changed it for God of War. But I am not confident in any answer.
Would you rather have that or the Yakuza answer? Or the Halo answer?
I definitely don't want that Halo answer.
Oh, crapped on him.
I'll stick with God of War,
Okay.
but
A chance to gamble it all the way because the correct answer was Yakuza like a dragon. So well done, Parky. That was a good clutch, I feel. That's the end of June. Scores and the doors. Adkins on 7. That was a blank month for you.
Oh,
so that's not great. Parky on 5. And Pac-Man ends his skid of zeros with 4. So finally got some momentum going as we move into July. PlayStation's loyalty scheme made a return in July after being unavailable for over a month. What is this scheme called? You can just chuck the title of it. You haven't got to put PlayStation whatever. Be a bit lenient, shall we? Unless it's called Adkins gets it right. We definitely won't be lenient. Okay, got some good answers. The International Olympic Committee announced a 12-year agreement to host the Olympic esports games in which country? So they're going to set up their own Olympic esports games, which is going to be separate from the Olympics. They've agreed to host it in which country? 12-year agreement. There's a lot of countries you could choose from that all make sense. And we've got 3 different answers, which is what I like to see. Final question for July. Which footballer was the cover star for EA Sports FC 25 Standard Edition? I was going to go with the Deluxe Edition, but they put about 8 of them on there. And I was like, I'm not dealing with that. So we're just going for the Standard Edition.
It's time for Adcock to get that good.
Griezmann.
Yeah.
2025.
So this year's one.
Griezmann again, unbelievable.
Why hasn't he been like kicked out for drugs or doing something silly? Was it drugs or something else? Was he beat up his wife?
Oh, did he? They all do that on rape these days, don't they?
Pac-Man, Parky's the man to ask about that. Is Griezmann?
Oh, he loves a bit of rape.
No, I didn't mean it like that. It's like it's shy. Oh no, he's talking about. Has Griezmann done something wrong, Parky?
When? Recently? Or
well, I don't know. I thought he just for some reason. I know he's old and that now, but I thought he'd got caught up in some controversy.
He went blackface to a party, didn't he?
Oh, did he do that?
Yeah.
Silly boy. Yeah.
Been watching too much Little Britain.
He did score a banger about 2 weeks ago, though. So
he's still playing. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Where is he? Barca?
Atletico. He went back.
Oh, has he gone back? Has he?
Gone back crime. So there we go. Right, July answers. What have we got here? PlayStation's loyalty scheme made a return after being unavailable for a month. What is the scheme called, Parky?
I vaguely remember seeing PlayStation rewards on my PlayStation. Whether it's that or not, I don't know.
Yep. Pac-Man, sorry.
Is it PlayStation Stars? Because you spend the stars, right?
We'll find out in a minute. Adkins.
Yeah, I went with Stars.
That is the correct answer. It is PlayStation Stars.
Yeah.
In some regions, they removed the ability to buy £5 or $5 or €5 credit, which annoyed people. And they added a expiry date to the points.
You must get quite a bit with your digital prices.
Yeah. Yeah. Clean 5% plus the cheap sort of codes that get bought. So it doesn't quite work out as cheap as physical. It never will.
Oh, Resident Ref on PS5. The liar.
Is he?
Yeah, he's not
Can't remember
playing
what he
anything.
said he was doing there. Anyway, look, if he's scared, he's scared. It's not. It ain't difficult, is it? If people have got the guts to do it, they'll do it. International Olympic Committee announced a 12-year agreement to host the Olympic esports games. In which country, Adkins?
Oh, I went with Japan just because I know they're big in the esports game.
Makes the most sense, doesn't it, from the heritage perspective of like gaming and, like you said, you know, competitive gaming.
Oh, actually, the Koreans more into.
They love an esports, I think. Generalising slightly, but I don't think it's offensive. Pac-Man.
I just thought Japan, South Korea, or USA, and just punted on USA.
Yeah, greedy USA, so it wouldn't surprise me if they've snagged it as well. They want to be the first to everything. Parky, controversial.
I've gone sports washing Saudi Arabia because I think I saw on the news the other day, did they get like the World Cup or the Olympics recently?
Yeah,
they did. Yeah.
Got the
So I
World
think they
Cup.
probably bought this as well.
That ain't a bad shout.
Unchallenged, they got the World Cup, which was convenient.
Oh.
And and they also got the Olympic esports games. So Parky, you were bang on the money. The sports washing occurring.
Always follow the money.
Yeah, exactly. So they can be trusted, these firms, to put any sort of integrity on it. So yeah, Saudi Arabia will be hosting the Olympic esports games. Now they've put a 12-year agreement on it. Will it last 12 years? I would doubt it, but I guess we'll find out in 12 years. If I'm
that
still
blood money.
Well, I didn't want to say that, but he said it now. Which footballer was the cover star of EA Sports FC 25 Standard Edition? Pac-Man. It wasn't Griezmann this time.
I was tempted. I went with Haaland.
Okay. Parky.
It's disgraceful that I don't know because I have it.
Yeah.
I'm blaming it on having it digitally. Torn between.
Does the tile not have the athlete on it, or was it just say EA Sports 25 on it?
The tile's just got like FC 25 in a colour. But when you boot it up, there is a person there.
Right.
I can't remember if it's Haaland, Mbappe, or Bellingham, so I went Bellingham.
Yeah, he's got to chuck it at the young lad. Adkins.
Yeah, I went with Bellingham. He seems to have always come up. It was Haaland last year.
Interestingly, yeah. So Pac-Man last year put Jude Bellingham, I think. Which I think we thought was a good effort and a guess. Yeah. This year he's gone for Haaland, which it was last year, but this year it's Jude Bellingham.
Unbelievable.
So the Griezmann Google hasn't worked this time for him. So there's a point for Parky and a point for Adkins, so good work there. And that leaves the scores in July. Adkins on 9, Parky on 7, Pac-Man on 5.
How many months have I got to go?
You got August, September, October, November, December. What's that for?
And what's the wooden spoon? 8.
Yeah.
Like the real wood, right? Okay.
So Adkins is anyone clear at the moment?
Come on.
August. Oh, this won't be any easier. In a shock move, Crafton acquired one of the studios previously closed by Microsoft earlier in the year. Which studio was it?
No chance.
Which studio have Crafton bought out of the bins?
No, they're still going.
We've got passes going on, which I appreciate. Might start giving out half points.
Yeah.
Adkins is on minus points.
I don't know. I'm just going to chuck something out, but I'm sure they're still going.
Still knocking about. Next, this is again a bit of a word salad, but I will clarify if needs be. It's mental as well. A man connected 444 consoles to a single TV.
His name was Josh Hall.
To earn a Guinness World Record. So this is a record I never knew existed, but there you go. When speaking to Guinness in the interview, he revealed what he believes to be the best gaming console of all time. What was it?
There's only one console for that type of nutcase.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can't take into account the mentality of the man.
It could really be anything, couldn't it?
Sounds like the sort of thing I could imagine Hall going for as well.
Yeah. Once he gets a sniff of this being a thing, I think you might see 445 being gone for. Nice diverse set of answers coming in, which I like to see. Means less people will get it correct. What a bizarre thing to go for. I like how specific that was, Parky. Thank you. This one's a bit of a pull out of the dark, but you can tell that I was flagging when I was coming up with this one. Which Xbox console exclusive was delayed from 2024 to early 2025? So you can probably pick 100 games there. Which Xbox console exclusive game was delayed from 2024 to early 2025? They have got a lot on their plate.
Exclusive?
Console exclusive. Well, how long for? Actually, that's a good point. As at the moment it is, but who knows if and when it ever comes out, whether it will stay that way, because you'll have Sony going,
what have they got in their fucking pipeline that was supposed to come this year?
I'm trying to think what people have subbed out and.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to think.
It's normally a good indicator.
Early 2025, did you say?
Well, at this time it was, yeah. I don't know if that still rings true now.
No, that's not an Xbox exclusive.
Chuck a pass in if it's too much. I mean, it's not.
Yeah,
that was probably out of all of them. That's the worst.
I can't think of any Xbox game.
Stalker 2's out, isn't it?
Yeah, Stalker's out. Indiana Jones is out.
The cafe is closed. It'd be interesting to see what you think when you hear it. Anyway,
hang on.
Crafton, in a shock move, Crafton acquired one of the studios previously closed by Microsoft earlier in the year. Which studio was it, Adkins?
I didn't know, so I put Compulsion. But I think they're still going, aren't they?
They are. They might be shut down after the next game, though. Adcock.
I have no idea.
Parky.
I clearly don't know anything about game studios. I've no idea.
The reason why I paused on this one is because they've come up earlier in the quiz.
Oh.
Tango Gameworks.
Oh.
They were one of the studios that I asked a game for. So Hi-Fi Rush, I think you gave me, Adkins.
Well, they've been picked out from the ashes.
Yeah, Crafton have picked them up and taken the Hi-Fi Rush IP.
Oh.
The same people that released the Callisto Protocol, so...
Is he not working? That was that Shirikami, wasn't it, or whatever his name is?
Oh, he's long gone. I think he left a couple of years ago.
Oh, did he? He did that Hi-Fi Rush show, didn't he?
I think he was gone before then. The last game he directed was Evil Within.
Who's the one that did Tango Hi-Fi Rush?
That something Johannes, he did the Evil Within 2.
Oh, did he? Oh, it wasn't the original one then.
No.
It wasn't the one that did. Well, right, fair enough.
And that's Crafts. Best gaming console of all time, according to the madman that connected 444 consoles to a single TV. Pac-Man.
I went for Atari.
Yeah. Parky.
Game Boy Color, specifically the lime green one.
Yep. Adkins.
I went N64 because I could just picture Hall doing it, and I thought Hall's got quite a few N64s. He seems like a nutcase like him.
There we go. The actual answer was Sega Genesis or Mega Drive, whatever you want to. I'll call it Mega Drive, but he said Genesis. I mean, I see the N64 as being that's what you'd go to, but anyone saying the Mega Drive, yeah. That is a madman, and it doesn't surprise me that he sat there and done 444 consoles to one telly. But there you go. Which Xbox console exclusive was delayed from 2024 to 2025? Parky?
Didn't have the brain power for it, mate. No idea.
Running out of steam, needs to refill the coffee. Pac-Man?
I had absolutely no idea.
Adkins? Passed
I
as
had
well.
no idea as well. I passed, but think of it now. I don't think it. No, it weren't supposed to come out this year, but in my head I had that. Something about midnight, what was it?
Oh, Midnight Sun. Yeah, it wasn't there.
No.
It wasn't. That's a good effort, though. The actual answer was Avowed.
Oh, fuck, yeah. Shit, Skyrim.
Yeah. Well, might be a good Skyrim. We never know. It's previewing pretty well. Guess we'll find out. So, August, no one got any points.
Oh.
So that is
What was the worst record to win?
The worst record to win
Yeah.
Let's have a
15.
look here. I think it's 15.
Well, what am I on 7?
Might be onto that.
It could be the lowest record.
Still 12 points to be had, so you could get close to a record if you go on an absolute steam. I mean, you started off with 3 correct answers, Adkins.
I know, now I'm peaked too early.
Everyone's getting
It's getting closer to present day, though. Hopefully, the memory's a little bit fresher.
That's true, yeah.
Well, I think it gets a little. Yeah, I agree with that, and we'll guess we'll see. There's a couple of shit bags in here, though. There's no doubt about that. On to September. The current scores on the doors: 9 for Adkins, 7 for Parky, 5 for Pac-Man. I mean, we've got to get over this 8, boys.
One a month. You'd be fine.
That's now the target. Sony suddenly pulled their new shooter after just 2 weeks on sale. What was this game?
I know this.
PlayStation put out a game. Went, here you go. Within 2 weeks, they went, get that off the shelves. It ain't selling. Or maybe it was not broken. I can't remember what the reason they gave me.
There's 1 point.
Yay. This is a bit of a harder one, I think. And again, it's a bit of a word salad. I don't think the details are actually that important, but hopefully you'll get the gist of it. Aim Junkies was hit with 2 major setbacks in its legal battle against an infamous video game developer and publisher. They failed to overturn a verdict that was dating back to May, and the Court of Appeals affirmed its position that they needed to pay the affected party, which is the developer, $4.3 million. What developer are Aim Junkies battling with? So there's a company here causing problems, fucking about with the games, and this particular publisher stroke developer doesn't like that. So they're like, right, you're going to court, son.
So it's not. Is it another game company?
It's a game company. It's one you've heard of. It's one you've probably played games from. Everyone on this call, I imagine, would have at some point.
That's a stab in the dark.
Yeah. Yes, lovely trap set. The release of the new Ubisoft game took their share price to a near 10-year low. What game caused this? So, game come out, and the share price ended up taking a big old shit. What game that Ubisoft released in around September, I guess, could cause this? So it's knowledge of any Ubisoft games that have been lurking. I was promised fresher memories in these later months, but...
Yeah, it's not happening.
Oh, there's 2 actually. Oh. We'll see.
Stick or twist?
Stick.
Biscuit for a biscuit or crap yourself? He's sticking.
Yeah,
okay. Sony suddenly pulled their new shooter after just 2 weeks on sale. What was this game? Parky.
Concord.
Adcock.
Yeah, Concord.
Adkins.
Concord.
Full House.
Ain't that Rivals just come out and it's exactly the same game?
Yeah, but it's got Marvel in front of it.
True, and free to play, not 4 weeks.
Yeah, not Guardians of the Galaxy Light characters roaring around. So yeah, Concord dead, Marvel Rivals taking the absolute championship. Aim Junkies was hit by 2 major setbacks in its legal battle with an infamous video game developer. I won't read the detail again. Which developer stroke publisher was this? Adkins.
I said Pokemon. All I could think of was the Power World Pokemon debacle. So,
oh yeah, good shout.
Adcock, sorry.
I went Nintendo purely because they love a bit of litigation, but I had no basis for it.
Parky.
Yeah, Nintendo for the same reasons, yeah.
All in the right wheelhouse, really, to be concerned, because you're right. Pokemon Group, Nintendo are always litigating and love to just pay their lawyers silly money. However, Aim Junkies. Now, if you think about what game that could be related to, some sort of aimbot potentially, I don't know.
Call of Duty.
No. The correct answer was Bungie. Bungie also loves some litigation.
Destiny.
Destiny syndrome.
When's that marathon coming out?
Well, We don't know. Maybe Jeff will tell us. Maybe Jeff has already told us. So we're in a bit of a time machine here, aren't we? This will be out after that. The release of a new Ubisoft game that took their share price to a new 10-year low was which game, Pac-Man?
I just went Assassin's Creed, but again, no basis for that answer, really.
Parky.
Torn between Assassin's Creed and X Defiant, so I went Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, well, Assassin's Creed was delayed out of this year, so could have. I mean, the way the questions worded, it couldn't have been that. And unfortunately, it wasn't that. But X Defiant is I think that's been shut down now. So again, there's a chance it could be that. Adkins.
Oh, it was Star Wars Outlaws.
You're bloody playing it. I thought it was a right game.
Actually, quite like it, to be honest, but I heard it sold shit, and it was a bit of a tanker when it come out.
Yeah.
And I also forgot they did the Prince of Persia, but that reviewed well. Did it sell well?
Yeah. Little Metroidvania. Can it pull its own weight? The correct answer was Star Wars Outlaws.
Yeah.
So, who would have thunk that? The open world Star Wars game shitting the bed and causing that. Ubisoft look like they're going to get bought out at this rate, so who knows what happens with them. But that leaves scores on the doors. Adkins on 11. Parky, you've reached the promised land of 8, so you're not under it. A new record can't be set, but I would highly advise you to just get one more. So
We're going for double figures.
Yeah, that'd be a good aim. And then Pac-Man, you're on 6. And I'd say you need 3 out of the next 3 months just to get over that line, because you don't want to be part of the 8 club with Biff and Logan, particularly as a former winner of it multi times. I mean, what's going on? Disgusting. October. Here we go. Points for all. Which annual sports game was delayed from 2024 to 2025? See, I do look after you.
I know that.
I know this all too well.
That's one of the 3. Come on.
Which annual sports game was delayed from 2024 to 2025? Next, Remedy announced their free-player multiplayer game set in the Control universe. What is this game called?
Oh, fuck a duck.
I think it's all one big universe now, so the Control universe might be a bit too specific. I think they just chuck all their games in there. But
weirdest game ever, this looks like.
actually looks like it could be all right.
Yeah, it's just such a weird thing for this
It
game.
wants me to play with other people, and I'm like, that's just...
I've got no idea.
It is a tough one, I think. It's not even an old... It's a new game, essentially. Well... Microsoft announced that it was discontinuing its mixed reality headset. What was the headset called?
Do again.
Microsoft announced it was discontinuing its mixed reality headset. What is this headset called? I think you all would have heard of it at some point. Whether you can remember what it was called might be the difficulty here.
Oh, was that? No, that
and you can get it muddled up with other things because there's about 1,500 of these little devices knocking around. Yep, chuck it in there. Right. Which annual sports game was delayed from 2024 to 2025? An infamous story, which I'll say it cost Logan the Fantasy Gaming League. It didn't, because he was still going to be under anyway, but it basically finished him off. Parky.
Football Manager, R.I.P. Logan.
Yes. Adcock.
Yeah, Football Manager.
Adkins.
The man that had it in his draft. And that game was Football Manager. The game that's an absolute fucking banker every year. You get 70 plus every single year.
Yep.
I'll stick it in once. I finally get it off of Logan and it gets delayed.
I forgot you had it. I forgot you had it as well. That is the correct answer.
Wooden spoon.
That has put you in last place of the Grand Prix. The only saving grace is that as long as you get your team in on time, Logan will be last in the draft rate. So at least you got that to soften the blow. Remedy announced their free-player multiplayer game set in the Control universe. What was it called, Parky?
Not a clue, mate.
Adcock.
No, pass.
Adkins.
Alan's Love Asylum.
Make a good game, but it's unfortunately not called that. It's called FBC Firebreak.
Fucking hell, that's worse than FIFA.
Federal Bureau of Control, that stands for. And then Firebreak, I guess, is what they're calling the mode of the game. So
Sam chucked that out.
It will be, yeah.
Oh, how's he signed that off?
I don't know what they're up to. They make great games, but they seem to just never make any money. I'm like, how?
Right, yeah,
Hopefully
maybe
we get Alan Wake free before someone folds them up. That'd be a disaster. Microsoft wow. Microsoft announced that it was discontinuing its mixed reality headset. What was this called, Parky?
The Bill Gates Vision Pro.
Adcock.
I went for Vision with completely no reason, and now someone else has said Vision. I'm hopeful.
Isn't that what the Apple one's called? Vision something.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, so maybe I got it from somewhere. Then there you go.
Adkins.
Oculus.
Yeah, that's a Meta product.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. I'll be interested.
I thought it was called the Meta Quest. Is that what it's? Is that the rename of the? Oculus?
It is. Yeah, it was. Yeah. So it was called Oculus before that. I think that's when it was like in its early days. It was called that. Interesting. I'm interested if this rings any bells to anyone. The actual answer is HoloLens.
Christ, no.
Stunned silence.
Glasses?
Google Glasses, I think they were called. I don't know what the HoloLens was now. They showed it of Minecraft, I remember. You'd put it on and it was like an AR thing as well. So it showed Minecraft out on a table, basically, like this coffee table. And I was like, it's just never gonna, why are they lying? It's just not a thing, is it? And it cost about $4,000. So no wonder it went nowhere. And that's the end of the HoloLens for Microsoft. More money they flushed down the pan. October leaves the scores on the doors. Adkins on 12. Parky on 9. Adcock on 7. So 2 months to get 2 more points. Can he do it? Guess we'll find out. November. Oh,
Here we go. The real memory banker.
I don't know if this is it.
I remember at the start of this quiz, you were like, it's not that bad. And it has been that bad.
Well,
it's getting harder. It's a joke.
I'm not having that. After 5 years, after 5 years, a previous PlayStation console exclusive had a surprise release on Xbox. What game was this?
Oh.
This is the stuff. This stuff's recent. I thought might just bubble up in people's peripheral vision somewhere. So a game that was on PlayStation on its 5-year anniversary, it suddenly released on Xbox, citing some sort of licensing expiry or some sort of timed agreement. Got 2 answers in, Adcock.
Hang on. Just give me a minute.
Just wait for that Google to load.
I was getting that Google to load.
Should have put it into Wi-Fi, mate. Well, we can track you then when you do that.
I don't know. It's too much pressure.
He's just passed it. Hasn't even rolled the dice on any Sony PlayStation game where he's played nearly all of them. Just
I'm crumbling.
Well, good luck with this one. Stellar Blade received a crossover with another fan favourite franchise. What was the other game franchise? I know it would have got Adkins excited. For obvious reasons when you hear the answer.
I realised you have to. I thought it was free. It's fucking no, it's paid.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's like £8 or something.
Bloody hell. It's just outfits, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just outfits,
But they look good. Anyway, you can't say that. All answers in. Final question for November. The nominations for the 2025 Grammy Awards were announced.
Oh.
Name one game nominated for Best Score Soundtrack for video games and other interactive media. Just one game to appear on this list that had a good soundtrack?
Oh, could be a triple round. Confidence.
Yeah. So what have you done here, Adcock? All right, gone for that. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Makes sense. Anyway, the answers are: after 5 years, a previous PlayStation exclusive. Excuse me, just type that in. The previous PlayStation exclusive had a surprise release on Xbox. Which game was it? Pac-Man.
I passed it. I had no idea.
Could be one PlayStation game.
Oh, mate, you put me under so much pressure.
There's no pressure. There's no pressure. There's no pressure to set a new low.
This is worse. I'd rather no, there is though. I feel less pressure winning it than coming dead last for all time.
Parky.
Can't believe this game is 5 years old, but I'm pretty sure it's Death Stranding.
Adkins.
Death Stranding. My algorithm is absolutely chocker with Kojima.
The correct answer is Death Stranding. So well done, Parky. Well done, Adkins. Does that ring any bells, Adcock?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'm actually playing it now. Not on Xbox, on PlayStation. So.
Oh yeah.
Delivering me parcels. Yeah, why not?
Cool.
Play what you want, I was told. I was like, all right.
Cut.
I'll chuck 100 hours in that again. Build those fucking roads up from scratch. 70
Is it
hours.
Barren Wasteland or is there stuff there?
It's a shithole still. It is. It's a fucking hellscape. You wouldn't want to live there. If that happens in real life, I ain't dealing with it. It's not worth trying. It ain't worth trying. That's what I always thought about The Walking Dead. It's like, at what point do you think, is this not worth continuing trying to live? Like, it's just hell every day. Fucking zombies. Anyway, next question. Stellar Blade received a crossover with another fan favourite franchise. What was the other game franchise? Pac-Man.
Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah. Parky.
I didn't understand a lot of words in that question, so I just went Persona.
Yep. Adkins.
It is near.
It is Nier. Specifically Automata, but yeah, the Nier franchise. And for those who are wondering why that would happen, it's because basically it's a scantily clad android woman, and Stellar Blade's got a lot of fanfare. Well, it's a bit of fan service. Yeah, there's the outfits in the game can be a bit outrageous, despite it being, from what I'm told, a very good action game. But it does have that kind of perverted nature to it for certain people. I'm surprised Adkins hasn't. Actually, you have got it. You've bought Stellar Blade. You've got it. So yeah, actually,
I bought the DLC as well.
Yes, well done, sir. Final question: the Grammy Awards for 2025. What game has been nominated for Best Score Soundtrack for video games and other interactive media? Pac-Man.
Final Fantasy Rebirth.
Okay, Adkins.
Yeah, with Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
And Parky.
I had no idea, so we've been talking about Star Wars a lot, so I've gone Star Wars Outlaws to win it again.
Dragging that over the coals. I mean, there's several answers you could have had here because there's several. It's just the nominees, so it was a chance at like 5 or 6 of them. Here's the final list: Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora, God of War: Ragnarok Valhalla, Marvel Spider-Man 2, Wizardry: Proving Grounds of the Mad Overlord.
That's a real thing.
And the final game, Star Wars Outlaws. So, I don't know. You can't explain that one to me.
Who's this Star Wars bastard that gave the title to Survivor and now Outlaws has been nominated?
It's the Grammys.
It's going to crash Ubisoft, but is winning all of these awards.
Yeah.
Fucking hell. Rebirth sitting there going, come on.
Yeah, I don't get that because like Rebirth soundtrack is phenomenal. Like I'm just double checking this because I just can't believe it's not on there. Like, when I read for that list, I just miss.
Cool, I was confident for 3 points as well.
Well, I don't like being wall being pulled over eyes because of crappy reporting. No, it is correct. It's there in black and white. I mean, things like God of War Ragnarok Valhalla, that was released in December 2023. And and Marvel Spider-Man, that's a 2023 game. Avatar 2020. What are these? Anyway, it's the Grammys. What do you expect? Now, what does that leave us at the end of November? We've got 3 questions left. So the actual race is not over, technically. Parky, you could still draw level and win the tie-break because the scores on the doors are 14 for Adkins, 11 for Parky, 7 for Adcock. So Adcock, you can't do anything other than finish last. So we need you to at least get over 8, ideally.
Okay.
Now, here comes the big one. Xbox announced they had partnered with which professional darts player for a shirt sponsorship in the PDC World Darts Championship. So Xbox have announced a partnership with a darts player. Which one would it be? Okay, this is where I need a referee, but we'll see. Which game, there we go, which game would win Game of the Year if it was based solely on the highest Metacritic score? So for 2024, if it was based solely on the Metacritic score, what would be the top game? Doesn't mean it's going to win any game awards or anything like that. But it was the highest scoring game of the year. Pressure now, isn't it? Because there's a lot on the line here. Oh, there is a lot on the line. Parky.
Yeah.
Yep. Just want to make sure because this is important. Yep. Scrambling. There's big pressure, I can tell. You can cut the tension with a knife. Anyway, last question until we do our tie break, which we won't need. Potentially. We'll see. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle released to critical acclaim. Which film is the game directly set after?
Oh, crap.
So, I'm not an indie... I've seen them, but I don't know them. It ain't Jaws. So it's a... Do you know the film's names? First of all, I guess it's the first difficult one. And if you do, where could this one fit in? Is it part of the New Breed? Is it back in Indy's old days? What's the... Interesting. That wasn't even supposed to be a trap, but there you go. Fallen into it. That's it. The quiz is over. Let's go through the answers for December and then do the final scores. Crown a champion with any look. Xbox announced they had partnered with which professional darts player for a shirt sponsorship in the PDC World Darts Championship 2025. Adcock.
The Griezmann of darts, that little fat fella, Luke Littler.
That's it. You said Luke Little to start with, and I was like, right, what are we going to do about that? Because it could have been a typo. It could have been just, Google's not giving him the full translation of whatever he's using. But you did correct it after probably checking Google, so it is Luke Littler for you. Parky.
Luke the Nuke Littler.
Should he get the extra point for that? For putting the nuke on it? Adkins.
Yeah, I went for Luke, the little prick Littler.
Yep, correct. That does end the championship, so officially, Adkins, that gets you over the line.
Yeah.
So, as to what score you can get, though, we've still got a couple of questions to go, but a nice clean slate for people in December. Which game would win Game of the Year if it was based solely on the highest Metacritic score? Adcock.
I went for, it's not a game, is it? But Shadow of the Erdtree, You'll see.
Apparently, to some awards shows, it is a game, so it probably would fucking count. So, Shadow of the Erd Tree, Parky.
I really couldn't think of anything, so I went for Metaphor ReFantasio.
I would have it near the top of my list, Parky. I'll tell you that. That's a little consolation for you. Adkins.
I went for the Astrobot.
The correct answer was indeed Astrobot.
Yeah.
So, an absolute stonking.
Has it outdone Mario Odyssey?
Don't think so. I think it's on a 97 or something stupid.
Oh, it fucking is.
I don't think that's beatable now.
That is unbelievable. Breath
What's
of the
that?
Wild.
Is Astrobot 95, 94?
95. Well, This is Open Critic. This is 95. Odyssey 97. Breath of the Wild 96. And then Astrobot 95.
That's scandalous. Breath of the Wild, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like, what's that doing up there?
Signa for you as well. 94. Metroid Prime remastered.
Yeah, so the way they've got, so on Metacritic, the way they've got it is, it's a 94 on there. Well, interesting. Because, I'll tell you why it's interesting, because at the moment, Metaphor's joint with it.
Oh.
And Erd Tree's joint with it. So hang on a minute.
Right.
Let's do this properly.
Spot gets a point.
Well,
Come on.
it has big ramifications. It doesn't change the championship. Adkins, it's safe, so you don't need to worry about any FIA fiddling here.
What's it? It's on Metacritic, not OpenCritic.
You know what? I should have used OpenCritic, but for some reason the article came up and had Metacritic, and I just checked it. I mean, as I click on it, and someone can verify this, recent updates, blah, 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 blah.
What am I going Metacritic?
Metacritic, we're just looking for a tracker of the games of 2024. They've got their 2024 Game Awards tracker. Best games this year. And them three are all sitting on 94 as I can see it.
Yeah, they've got a three-way tie.
Yeah.
Well, you know what?
It's 1, 2, 3 alphabetical order. That's what it is.
You know what? In the interest of fairness, I think everyone gets a point for that. I don't think there's any point squabbling, because the other day it was just Astrobot, so something may have changed in the last few days. But that's a live tracker, so everyone gets a point. So Parky, you pulled it out your arse in the end with Metaphor.
It's gone well.
And that was the game that Loading tried to ask you to transfer out. He sent you a screenshot of it and went, "Oh, it looks a bit bland." And I was like, I wanted to just scream at him and be like, "These fucking people that made Persona, trust me."
Yeah.
But yeah, so 94 for Elden Ring Shadow of the Erd Tree, 94 for Metaphor, 94 for Astrobot, according to Metacritic. A point for all. I'd say it'd be a positive way to go out, but we've got one more question, and hopefully you've all got the same answer, so we could go out on the ultimate high. Indiana Jones and the Great Circle released to great critical acclaim. Which film is the game set directly after Pac-Man?
I think it's Temple of Doom.
Do you know much about Indy?
Yeah, I know. But I don't know much about the Great Circle. Other than I feel like I remember this being said on the podcast I was listening to. Is the only reason. I know that Temple of Doom is the earliest set, I think. So, this would be just after. It
would be. It's interesting. That's the okay. Adkins.
Yeah, I went with Temple of Doom. To be honest, I'm not. I like the films, but I've only watched them once, I think.
Yeah.
And then original trilogy I ain't watched for years. I couldn't even tell you where Temple of Doom is.
Do you rewatch the Crystal Skull every year, though? Your favourite?
My favourite's the one with the aliens.
When Stubbs told me about that, I was like, what?
Someone spoiled that for me, actually.
Well, you spoiled it for everyone else now. So I don't know where that sits, where Temple of Doom is, but I only remember the name because there was a porn version called Temple of Poon. Of course there was. Parky.
I was going to go for the Crystal one, but I couldn't remember the full title of it, so I went Temple of Doom.
Interesting. So you've all gone for the same answer. Do we end this quiz on the ultimate high? We don't. Oh, unfortunately, it's set after the Raiders of the Lost Ark, apparently. So that's the first film, isn't it, that was made?
Yeah.
So that's like the breakout one. Yeah. Then Temple of Doom's a prequel, though.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. So I think that's what.
Now.
Yeah. Anyway, that was according to some weird website. Again, I'm refusing to take accountability for any of this. It is what it is at the end of the day. But Raiders of the Lost Ark is what I was given. But then there's things like, the Last Crusade's beginning prologue set this time. I was like, I don't want that. I don't care when a prologue happened. It's like, when was the bloody film set, mainly? But after Raiders of the Lost Ark. There's only like a year between all of these films, apparently, if you look at the timeline. So Indy's a very busy man. Just takes a while for his stories to get told. Nigh on 100 years we'll be getting on for next decade. Anyway, the final scores on the doors are: Adkins, you are the champion of 2024 with 16, so congratulations.
Oh, not much higher than the bottom lowest of 15.
But it's one more than the lowest ones. That's what you got to concern yourself with. Parky, a very respectable 13, so well over the minimum standard. Congratulations on a silver medal.
Thank you.
And then Adcock, you did it. You got to 9. That's all that matters.
Honestly, losing has never felt so sweet. I'll take that all day.
You can thank Metacritic for having 3 games scored the same, and yeah, me actually checking that because I wasn't gonna. So sort of maybe I'll get a pat on the back as well. But
and you gave me the second one early, so I'm very thankful.
True. That's true. I'd rather what I was thinking in my head, I'd rather you set a new low record, like get 7, or go above it by 1, because I don't want multiple people on 8. They've already got 2. Like, I just want it to be a new record, or just out of the way. I don't want you muddying the record books. So that's that. So well done, Adkins. 16's probably it's not a great score, but if you win, you win it how you can. You don't need to be any better. I'm trying to think, that is the second worst, mind you. Even Adcock last year got to 17.
Correct.
So
I thought it'd be a bad year.
Yeah, well, I'll try and make them easy next year. We'll see. Let's do the tiebreaker. So this is the real quiz, isn't it? This last one. You get this right, you basically won the title. So just send me a number. The first person with the number, if it's correct.
No numbers.
The tiebreaker always has to be a number.
How does it?
Because someone has to be closest or get it spot on.
Yeah.
If you have is it A or B? It won't be a tiebreaker, like most likely. How many? So you just want a number here. Just post it in there. How many unique games received nominations at the Game Awards 2024? So there's a dozen or so awards. How many unique games across all of these different categories exist? I've removed things like the player's voice, because I don't think that starts off as nominations. It's just the player's voice, like a big voting thing. And I removed most anticipated for next year. But everything else, obviously things like esports, athlete won't yield a game. So we've got Parky adjusting it, or are you going to stick?
I was going to, but in the interest of fairness, I'm going to keep it. I think that's too high.
Well, you can adjust it if you want. It's 30 seconds.
Yeah, if I adjust mine, actually, is that right?
Chuck it in there.
Adjusted.
Adkins, do you want to adjust yours, since we're having a little
I still think that's too high.
adjust to the bollards? Have a little scratch.
How many things are there?
I don't bloody know.
A dozen.
That's my guess. It's probably more than that. But games are nominated for multiple awards, so there's maybe 6 in each category. It's a much of a muchness.
Only counting one. So if one game's been awarded, that only gets one thing.
Yeah, so it's the amount of unique games that have received.
I'll stick.
You'll stick. Okay.
Go low.
So let's start with Mr. Adcock. What did you originally go for and then up it to?
I went 11, but I just thought it seemed really low. I've still probably gone really low, 16.
So it's not much higher, is it?
No.
Okay, interesting. Adkins.
I went 54. In my head, I thought you said there's a dozen. So
I said I don't.
Also, and then I thought there's roughly about 5 games in each group, and there. So I went with a 54.
There must be more than a dozen. Thinking about it, but
yeah. But then when you said that they got of multiple Ujima flips.
Yeah, it can be. It can be costly. Parky.
Yeah, I went a bit higher, 87, and then took it down to 57.
Ooh.
Interesting. Only a few above Adkins. Will it be closer or not? The correct answer, according to my calculations, so again, room for error, is 65.
Oh, Parky wins the jackpot.
Parky's belt adjustment got him the tie-break championship, so well done, Parky.
Would he have got it if he left it be?
No,
I think you'd have got it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, 60, wasn't it? Yeah.
So, did he cheat? Now we've got another gate on our hands, cheat gate, but I always say there's a little bit of room for adjustments. Adcock, I don't know what you were thinking, like well off the mark. The fact that you revised it to such a low number still is just...
Mate, it's been a bad year, okay? I'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see about that. We'll see about that.
I'm going to draft my little draft tonight.
Oh, yeah, make sure those bloody Grand Prix drafts are done by the deadline.
Oh, yeah, when's that 17?
Hounding you. Is it even that late?
What's the order? What's the order this year, Apps? I don't even know where I finished.
The order will be... I can't tell you for sure because, in theory, things could change. But as it stands, it will be Adcock number 1, Salmon number 2, you number 3, Parky, Biff number 4, Adkins number 5, Logan number 6. Now the final, as we record this, the final deadline hasn't passed for the season to end, so it could change, but in all likelihood it won't because the gaps are quite big. So
nice.
That's what you've got to work towards. But anyway, that's the end of the quiz for 2024. Thank you, gentlemen, for joining me. Parky, any last words?
Oh, again, above 8, we're going to class it as a success.
Yeah, I think that's all you can hope for, and that's the way to do it. Don't set the bar too high. Set it somewhere reasonable, and then take the title when you get it. I'm just trying to see what your 2022 score was. If I've got it.
I think I'm always around 10, 11-ish.
Yeah, let's have a look. Where are you? Parky, 14.
Aim low and overachieve. So
14 in 2022. 2023, where did we get you on that one? We had you on 10, so yeah, that is a vast improvement there. Yeah, I think you're trending on the right way. So 13's no disgrace, and like you said, get to 9 and it's feet up.
Yep.
Pac-Man, any last words? I mean, you've done the bare minimum here, and perhaps it's time to recharge and refocus. But ultimately, what could have been one of the biggest humiliations ever has been avoided. So, all's well that ends well is what I like to say.
Exactly that.
Well done on that front. And Adkins, as the champ.
Done
Final
it
words.
Again. 5-time champion.
There will be a question as to whether you get to keep it now, and we have to come up with a new design. So I'll take that to the board and Neil, see what Jennifer says as well. See if we can get the funds for that. But yeah, I think that does make you the 5-time champion.
They call me Booker.
Booker T. Who else won it 5 times? Loads of people now.
Yeah, they haven't.
Rock, Austin, Triple H won it about 8 times. Cena's probably, Cena like 15, isn't he? He's like 1 away from Flair's record. I mean, it's silly. But no, well done. We've now gone from Adcock to Adkins to Adcock to Adkins. The eternal battle of the quiz champions continues, and Hall misses out on an opportunity to become a Grand Slam winner this year, but he's got a chance of doing it next year if he can win that FGL title. But we'll see. Anyway, nothing more for us to say other than thanks for your time and ta-da.
This was a Dimp Digital production.